That started now. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the continuation of the Power BI Masterclass. It's nice to see each and everyone once again. And I said, you guys have dedicated your time to develop more on data analysis skills, because these are the skills that are shaping the future of technology now, business organization, and generally at CodeSphere Hub. Our mission always goes beyond simply teaching technical tools. We are committed to building a community of problem solvers, innovators, and future leaders who are always ready to leverage technology, to leverage data to create meaningful insights. Yeah. So, and then powerful Power BI is among them. Power BI is more than a reporting tool, actually. Power BI is a platform that enables business organizations to transform raw data into actionable insights. Yeah, so Power BI makes your work more faster, more also smarter, and it makes you to be able to make an effective decision accurately. And the skills you acquire from this masterclass can open doors to exciting career opportunities, and likewise can also help you become more effective professionals in your respective fields. Yeah. And then as we continue this journey, I want to encourage every participant to approach every section with curiosity, right? With discipline and willingness to practice. See, let me tell you something, right? So I think yesterday I saw a dashboard on LinkedIn. I was not like, does this type of dashboard still really exist on LinkedIn? Right? Now, I've been following our facilitator. I've been following him on LinkedIn for a while, and then you get to know the kind of dashboard. You get to know the kind of dashboard that they have been building. You get to see it, right? You notice that you can easily make an effective and efficient decision with those dashboards, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I will show you. There are some dashboards you see on LinkedIn. You'll be wondered, can you easily make analysis? Can you easily make decision with some of this type of dashboard? Yeah, I'm going to share it, guys. Not that I'm actually mocking the person. I'm not gonna show the person's name, right? I'm not gonna show the person's name. I will only show the dashboard alone, right? So I only want to show the dashboard. I won't show the person's name. Let me see if I can zoom it. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I know what to do. I don't want to show the person's name, right? So, okay. Yeah. So you look at the dashboard. You see that in this era, do you see how these people building this type of dashboard? Now, guys, look at it. Do you see how people building this type of dashboard? No. This type of dashboard doesn't really exist again, right? Because you must be able to make an effective decision. Now, look at this dashboard, right? And compare it with the dashboard Mr. Abdulsamad prepared last week, right? And then I'm expecting you guys, I'm expecting each and every, I say that you can't easily make an analysis, you can't easily make a decision with it. With this, you can't easily make a decision with it. Now, one of the most important things you need is building an insightful dashboard. One of the most important things you need is building an insightful dashboard. And that is exactly what we did last week. And what is being required of you? Right? What is being required of you? The recording video is available on the YouTube. Go and watch the YouTube. The wireframe is also available for you. All the necessary DAX is available via the link. So I'm expecting everyone to also replicate and build that dashboard. I'm expecting everyone to also replicate and also build the dashboard. And likewise, the dashboard, Mr. Joshua, will be taking us through for today and tomorrow. I want to see everyone also replicate that dashboard and post it on LinkedIn. Guys, if you are ready to take on the task and take on the challenge, let me see your emoji Let me see your thumbs up and let me see your emoji, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So, and likewise, as I've said earlier, we are taking to Power BI, and I also like to encourage everyone to take full advantage of to learn directly from experienced professionals. Right. Last week, Mr. Abdul Samad took us through all the necessary business analysis, the problems, the DAGs, the wireframe. Yes, Abraham Bolaji, you can go onto the LinkedIn. You can, you can go onto the CodeSphere YouTube. So I think it's on. Yes, it's on YouTube. So I'm going to ensure I send it again, and likewise, we are going to send it to the group again. So please, what I need from you is that don't just let Mr. Joshua, Mr. Abdul Samad not only them knowing how to build those interactive dashboard, right? You should be guys. If you see the dashboard, Mr. Joshua is ready to take us through for this week. I was like, wow, this is perfect, right? So that's exactly what I want from you. So I want everyone to take, and I want to encourage everyone to use our opportunity to learn from him, engage actively, participate in all this necessary discussion. See, guys, don't be afraid to ask any question from him. He's a professional. He's a professional data analyst. So every question you ask, just ensure you jot it down. And likewise, it's my pleasure to welcome our facilitator today, Mr. Alani Joshua. Is a skilled data analyst. A skilled data analyst. You know, when you know someone as a data analyst, right? We have different data analysts. Now, someone that posted that dashboard, now he or she will also call his or herself a data analyst. Yes. We have data analysts, we have experienced data, and we have skilled data analysts. Mr. Alani Joshua is a skilled and experienced data analyst, and likewise a Power BI developer whose experience and practical experience have already has bring a lot of tremendous value. So it's going to bring a lot of tremendous value to this program. So we are grateful for your willingness to share your knowledge, your insight, and your reward experience with our community. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, tomorrow, by God's grace, I'm going to clarify on those that have the Microsoft voucher. So I don't want us to waste time. So I'm going to clarify on those that have the Microsoft voucher. But today, the task is that the dashboard Mr. Abdul Samad did last week, and the dashboard, guys. So I have someone. He will soon complete the dashboard did by Mr. Abdul Samad. So definitely, if you can build all the DAX, he will be showing you guys you are good to go. If you can build the KPIs, the analysis, you can always replicate that knowledge to build another dashboard by yourself. So please, I want you to be with him, ensure you replicate the dashboard, post it on LinkedIn. Don't just post it on yourself, right? Don't just post it on yourself. Post it on LinkedIn. Tag the community, tag the facilitator as well. And likewise, a Google form. One of our admin is going to send a Google form tomorrow where you can send, and we are going to collect the links of all participants who will be replicating the dashboard, this week dashboard and last week dashboard. We are going to be spotlighting each and everyone's dashboard on LinkedIn. We are going to be spotlighting them and be celebrating them for doing that. So, so please join me in giving a warm CodeSphere welcome to our facilitator, Mr. Alani Joshua, as he guides us through today's section. And likewise to all participants, thank you for being part of this learning journey. Your commitment to personal and professional goals is commendable, and I am confident that the knowledge and skills you are going to gain from this masterclass will serve as a strong foundation for you in building an insightful dashboard. Right. So welcome once again to this section, and I wish everyone a productive, engaging, and impactful learning experience. Thank you. Let's welcome our facilitator, Mr. Abdul Samad, Mr. Alani Joshua. Thank you so much. and we are ready to have you. Yeah, we are ready to have you. I personally, I have seen the dashboard you have for us, so let them also let them also see it. You can show them, you can start building it to them, and then please, please don't let this learning go in vain. Ensure you replicate it. That's how you are going to do. That's how you learn. As he's building it after the class, the recording will be available tomorrow on YouTube. After the class, ensure you replicate the dashboard. So over to you now, Mr. Joshua. Thank you so much for having you.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you all. Thank you very
Good
much. I
afternoon,
really
sir.
appreciate. Yes, sir. So I really appreciate you all for counting me worthy to be among. So sorry that you might not be able to see my face actually, but let me just say, well, I think most of you, some people know me anyway. I don't know. Maybe some people does not actually. So this is too bright actually, but this is my face anyway. But my side just to close by. But so to not take much of our time, so I'll be diving into the business of the day anyway. So my name is Alani Joshua. You can check me on X. You can check me on thank you. We could see that you can check me on X. You can check me on LinkedIn. You can check me on TikTok. But I'm not that active on TikTok anyway. But we have been thanking God, pushing and building in public. So I'm a data analyst. I'm a Power BI developer. I've been building reports. I've been working as a data analyst. I've been working on getting gigs online, both on LinkedIn and X. I've been a tutor for my student actually, so which I'll be giving that out today to you all. So I'll be willing for you guys to please listen from me, the young boy actually, that I want to give you anything I'm trying to give you today. So before I move further, so I'll be trying to go on with me opening. I know they've taken us about data visualization aspect, so they've taken up about it, but before I move further, I believe that there's a difference between Power BI also, and there's a difference between understanding the skills needed, or let me just say the tips and principles guiding data visualization. So which I'll be showing you, just explaining a few parts. I know because there's no time anyway, but I'll be explaining a few parts on that, so for us to learn. So after that, we can just take on and go on to the business of the day. So now, let me share my screen. Okay. Can you confirm if you want to see my screen, sir? Okay. Thank you very much. So let me open my PowerPoint. Okay. So anyway, this slide is for one of my students actually, for a class for one of my students. So this is I'll be sharing the slide. I'll share it with Mr. Ibrahim. So I'll be passing the slide across to maybe to him, so you're going to share it out to everyone. So this is me, so you can get to know me more better from here. So actually, this is the slide we'll be using. So we'll be talking about data visualization and dashboard design. So we will also be talking about the dash code there. You can have access to the dash code here of the measures we'll be making use of. So you can have access to it here. So, but when we get to the dashboard part, we'll be showing you. But before I move further, let me just show you the dashboard we'll be building today. So this is the dashboard. So this is it. So we're building. It's part of one of the challenges I participated, even though I could not submit, but I make sure I finished it actually. So this is it anyway. So we're building. This is the first page. Let me zoom it. So this is the first page. This is the second page, and this is the last page actually. So this is it anyway. So I'll be explaining and communicating to you as we get there. So before I move forward, I just want to introduce to you what data visualization for someone that does not know or has not gotten there, based on maybe a newbie to Power BI and you are still learning, trying to figure out the part of the DAX code. I know because Power BI is somewhat broad anyway. So the part of that part, understanding many other tips that you have to understand. So now, so what you have to learn, these are the things and objectives you have to learn actually on visualization aspect. So selecting the right visuals, building the effective KPIs card, use of slicers for interactivity, implement drill through pages, create your custom tooltips, use bookmarks, create navigation buttons, apply conditional formatting, build professional dashboard layout, and tell stories with that data. So with these are the things that we have to do in our normal day-to-day routine when building a dashboard or a report. Actually, these are normal day-to-day things that we'll be making use of, that we can't neglect. You need to build a communicative dashboard, a storytelling report, a storytelling dashboard to your audience. Now, what is data visualization? So in normal sense, what you should have in mind, in case a normal, just a simple line of sentence, turning data into decision. If you are building a report, if it's not communicating inside to the needed person, to the person you are communicating to, so it's totally what? Rubbish. If someone cannot see a dashboard and tell you, oh, this is what I have to do, this is what is happening in this dashboard, this is what I have to do to make an impact to what is happening currently in my business, in anything I'm doing, or what the report is built on, is totally what? Rubbish. So key messages here I put in here: data alone does not what create value. As we all know, all of us here have a data set that we have, but to we is useless. Actually, looking at it, the data set is totally useless. It's not speaking anything. So he has to what create this, that he has to create what value. A dashboard should help you what an executive understand the business performance in seconds. When by the time you open the dashboard, you should know, okay, what are they tracking? Are we talking about delivery? Are we talking about the overview of the page? Are we talking about what to do next, or what to do next about our product? Those are the things that you have to know. So when you capture that part, then you cannot dive in further into the report. Actually, now we move further to the next part here. So what is data visualization? It's a graphical representation of what? Information, where you bring in the charts we use in primary school, in those your Instagram, your bar charts, your column charts, them that we use in secondary school. So they are all comprised of a data analysis, data visualization aspects, where we bring them together to bring what? To form a story in terms of your charts, whereby you need to see. Okay, and remember that those charts has a rules what guiding them. So the purpose, so you'll be seeing it's used for what? Simplifying of complex data, where you have more complex. For instance, you have a rows of, let's say, 1 to trillions of rows, and you don't know what the value entails. Okay, for instance, you're having product, or you're having maybe different kind of, you're having Dangote product, you're having an Elevant product, and you want to now know, okay, how much do we sell for Elevant product? How much do we sell for Dangote product? How will you be able to know? With a long rows, you can't know the values of how much you sell with them. But with your visualization chart, which is your bar chart or your column chart, you're able to tell that, okay, Dangote is stopping the chart more than Elevant. Elevant is stopping the chart more than what? Dangote, based on your analysis. Identification of trends. This one is talking about, okay, now I want to know how I'm doing per year. Actually, this is where you see this business comes together in a year, where they come together and tell you, okay, were we able to meet our targets for the first meeting we have in a year? From there, you'll be able to target from January to February. Now we have another one, detect anomalies. So this one here, you want to detect anomalies in your data. When you want to detect that, okay, for instance, so in the company, you want to know who is collecting, you want to know the range of what people are collecting. Actually, you want to detect. So for instance, now a CEO might be collecting 1 million naira, and the next person with it, next person to him is collecting maybe, let's say, 200,000 naira. And other from that 20,000 downward, people are collecting maybe the operational manager, the normal staff, the cleaner and co. From that 200,000 to maybe, let's say, 50,000 naira. And if you use that particular data to judge, using as that, okay, because he is collecting 1 million naira, now everybody, which means that maybe the next person in rank to him is collecting 800,000 naira or 500,000 naira, is now doing well. They lie, actually. So you have to be able to detect anomalies. So now the CEO standing at the top end collecting 1 million naira means that is not what is the data is not what accurate, and that's what anomalies in our data. Now we have what they call support decision making. Now, when you are doing your analysis, you're able to now tell that, okay, this is where we have to improve. This is what we have to do next. This is what we have to do next to get our analysis right. So if we are there with me, I want to be sure that everybody we are there with me. So kindly give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So let's move further. Now, so we have why dashboard fails. So now, as Mr. Ibrahim was talking about the dashboard earlier. Actually, I was laughing anyway, because I will not lie, everybody has been in that phase before, actually. But the era of now AI, now we have to now do better. I can't lie to you, because the era of AI here is taking over, stopping the chart. Whereby what AI can do, if AI can do something more better than you as a human, trust me, you're not doing well at all. Actually, this is where now we have to tend to sit down understand the basic principle, whereby when someone sees your report and say, wow, this is good, actually, this is built by a woman. So that's how it is actually. There are the days whereby when you start, maybe let's say last 5 years, when it's last 8 years, when data is just coming up, actually, that you can come and build something when there's no AI, actually. So our advice, anyone learning, please stick to your learning, understand the principle, understand why you are doing those things for you to grow, to understand. Now, why that what fails? Many that just fails based on because of too many visuals. As you've seen, I want before me checking zooming that particular chart that Mr. Ibrahim showed earlier, there is too many charts in the analysis. If there's too many charts, it's totally what giving rubbish insights to the owner. Because now the way we read is like, for instance, let me explain like this to a layman language. Now you have a sheet actually. It is like, let me say you have a note that a note of written, let me just say books you've written of different kind of words. You now write it jam-packed actually. You write the note jam-packed like you do not follow the line accordingly they're supposed to be. You do not follow the line. And you write maybe for one line, you're writing in one line, you're writing two, you have in the upper line, the second line again, in one particular box for your analysis. You're having two written lines of stuff like that. Everything jam-packed. That is how insight also that would also look like. You packing many charts into one particular page makes your audience lost. They lose the focus instantly. You're like, oh, what's this? I can't send it, I can't gain insights. Actually, that's why when you see a normal good handwriting with a normal follow-up line with a book, you'll be able to grab that, wow, I love this. Without even checking what person has written in the notes, you already know that this person will have something upstairs. Even though it's not rubbish or at later end of the day, but because of the writing has catch your attention. So number one, too many visuals. Number two, too many color. I can't lie to you. Your max color you want to do is in dashboard. Max is 3. If it's become more than 3, the max 2 is enough for your analysis. You can divide it, and you have no. Let me just say normal to us. For instance, when you see red, you already know that red is danger. When you see green, positive is okay. So which means when you're doing analysis, you're trying to communicate something is good, you're not putting red. It's totally what? Rubbish. I will not lie to you because you've already discouraged the audience actually. And for instance, in your first page, you use red in your first page for, let me just say, bad. You now get to your second page, you now use red for good. Your second page, trust me, you already what? Convincing your what? Audience. So you have to understand that your insight, your dashboard or your insight starts from what? The first from the left. The way we read our eye with our eye, it starts from the left in a zigzag form. So when you move from the left, you come back to the next left line, move again, come back to the next left line. So that's why you see that whenever we are building our report or dashboard, we tend to put our most important insight towards the left at first to catch the audience, which means that has to start from what is currently what's happening or what's very, very important to your audience. So by the time when the person sees that, oh, what's happening here, so the person can see that, oh, this is okay. Now, okay, this is okay, we are lacking in this and this and this month. Why are we lacking in that month? So the person can now dive in and move to what? From the product chart, person can now say, oh, from the product chart, oh, okay, what's causing the analysis? Is it because of you are not making the revenue and the what's it called? Maybe the promotion campaign are not what aligning together. So from there you move further to what? Okay, let me show a broad view of, let me just see the profit margin, blah 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 blah, with your insight. And that thing is too many information. Try to always make sure you are flowing with your page insight. For instance, if you are talking about overview page, don't put too many information. Put a catchy information that is more specific to the audience. And when you are talking about overview page, you are talking about the executive audience. The executive audience is people in charge in terms of the company. What they want to see? Okay, what will a CEO want to see in that particular analysis? What will an executive want to see in that particular? Okay, they don't need to dig down. They want to see, okay, how much are we making in over the years? They don't want to drill down and, for instance, now you're trying to communicate overview page to your audience. You're not putting your overview page. You are putting what's it called? You are putting employee team B marketing employee. You are putting in your overview page. How does your team B team B marketing team concerns your CEO. No, it does not concern them. They don't need to know about it actually. It does not need. So his own is want to see the overall of the analysis. Okay, how is marketing doing overall? So now is now the operational, the marketing, maybe the head of marketing now to deal down, now know, okay, in the who is not doing fine. Maybe in this particular part, who is doing fine in this particular part to know. Another thing is that no business story. Part of the business story is your color. In a firm, you have to have the color important. For instance, in a firm, you only see that they will tell you, okay, green is our color. That's how you see. If you watch, if you are not, you don't notice that. Starting from now, any business you see that advertise maybe their charts or websites, go and check their color. You always see that the color they use for their website is something, anything they are trying to put out to any audience. Mostly because they want to communicate insight to their audience. Another one is that no clear objective. If you don't have a clear objective from the start, you are trying to talk about this, you're not talking about effectively to your audience. It's totally what? Rubbish. So that's that on that for why dashboard. We see most dashboard what fails. So now move further to the next one. What executive wants? Executives typically want what they want to you to answer. Are we meeting targets? What changes? Why did it change? What actions should we take? Your dashboard to answer what this question quickly. What they want to know, okay, are we meeting your target? Those are the things they want to know. Okay, what changes in our analysis? Okay, what changed over the year? Last year, what do we make? And this year, what do you make? So that is an executive want to know. They don't want to be drilling down, checking, okay, team B, they don't know your team B marketing team, they don't know your team A, they don't know your operational stuff, they don't know it actually. When they have a problem, they get short to the what? To the head of that particular department and call them, okay, why is this and this and this and this? They don't know to, so them to now go back to their own dashboard, drill down, know what is happening, and consult the needed people in that particular what analysis, in that particular department. Now, dashboard design principle. Less is more. That should be your priority. Less is what is more. Rule 2, show only important information. No, if you want to show, it's not one thing about want to let you know that you can't show all your information in your data. But at least when you are showing, make it, let me just say, make it insightful to the person that is saying that, wow. But then you see that sometimes when you watch a film, you'll be like, that film is not long, but that part, the other just 1 hour, I feel like it's like, let me just say, 5 hours to me. And also when you now ask someone that what do you get, the person will tell you that well, from the I can explain to you from the first part to the last part. That's how it's supposed to be. Actually, the 3, I liked insight, not what data. Now, when you are building your report, don't be focused on data. Okay, I want to show you 2 plus 2. No, nobody want to concern your audience with 2 plus 2. They want to see what that number is giving to you. That's the most important thing. And the last rule, which is what every visual should answer what a business question. That's that on that. Every business should answer a business question. If it's not answering a business question, which means that is where your domain knowledge comes in your dashboard part. When you're building your dashboard, the domain knowledge comes in. That's why you tell you that you can't be in a health sector and you're gonna be showing me that instead of you showing total patients, you're now showing total revenue. Although there's total revenue in terms of financial parts, but in you're trying to talk about the patient's demographic page. You're not talking to me. You're not putting total revenue. Like, does it flow? No. So there are the things you have to know. So when you're talking about, maybe you're talking about edge, and that's not talking about in that way I'm saying barrels. And what are barrels? You're talking about oil and gas industry. So you have to make sure they flow in line with what you are trying to portray. If you do all these things, trust me, your insight will be okay, actually, and you'll be good with it. Now, the dashboard hierarchy, number 1, your top should be what? Your KPI most often. Actually, see this most often. Some people want to put insight, they want to put your KPIs. Some will put the KPIs, they will put KPIs at the middle. Some will put KPIs anyhow. Most often, I want to tell you that the main, I want to lie to you, most of the things you are trying to communicate most often, your number, that your KPIs is the number people are trying to see. I will not lie to you. That your KPI is the number people are trying to see, because they want to know, okay, what are we making per year? What are we making per month? Okay, how many customers are we having? From there, now they can now dive in further to know, okay, which product is not doing fine, that is affecting our revenue, which this and this is not doing fine, that is affecting this and this and this. That is how it is. So make sure if you are putting it in a vertical part, it should be your horizontal at the top or slant sign at the side, whereby people can get to see it, which is okay. But mixing it among your insights is totally rubbish. Now, another one is middle. The middle part, you want to put your trend. That middle part should comprise of the most important parts, which means once someone is done reading your KPIs at the top, the next thing you want to see is, okay, now, okay, I'm eager to know. You show me your total revenue, right? You show me that last year we could not make sales last year. The sales we make last year is more higher than this year. Then the next thing you should be able to see, okay, now maybe a line chart, that's a trend. Okay, why are we doing this? Why are we making our last year sales is topping this year? So you can check out, oh, last year now, December was doing well. Oh, this year, December is not doing well. Okay, and maybe we are kind of company that you sales umbrella. And maybe your umbrella is during the rainy season. And sometimes when there's too much of sun, that you sell. And you have to be able to target that. What are we doing? I know we are not doing well. Possibly, before you know it, consult maybe you can check out maybe your competitor stuff, check out maybe the report they give out, and you see, okay, these people are making this and this. Now, before you know it, know what to target from there. You know how to get in touch with your customer and build what they need. And the last one should be your details. It should be most often details. That you see a table at the bottom. You see a table at the bottom of what is happening. That means going deeper of your analysis. Now, choosing the right visuals. Different businesses question write different visuals. So which means in that, like when you get to oil and gas industry, the charts they use mostly there is different from what they use in oil industry. I'm not saying they don't use other charts also, they use them, but there's some charts that they use most often, that they use in communicating to themselves most often, that they will tend to understand. So there are different styles for different industries, and you have to understand that selecting the wrong chart can also mislead users. You have to understand that you're selecting the wrong chart. For instance, let me give an example of this. In your bar chart, when you're giving a bar chart for your analysis, you always make sure that your bar chart it always has to start from the zero. Your bar chart has to start from the zero. If your bar chart is not starting from the zero at the starting point of your y-axis, trust me, and maybe starting from 10 or 15, if someone plots analysis that has, maybe I don't know if you've noticed this before or it has not happened to you, but I advise you, do this. Put your axis on the base of your y-axis. Put it at zero. Put it at zero and plot your chart or anything that you're plotting on it. And now create another chart. Now put maybe the chart maybe starting from 20 or 30. And now check the comparison of your analysis. Now say maybe you are given a good insight or a bad insight. So when you know, so always make sure that's part of you giving a wrong insight with your chart. So that you have to understand the rules of chart. They don't drag chart anyhow. That's why some people they drag chart anyhow. You have to understand, for example, another example of my own chart like that is pie chart. Pie chart, some people, there are some rules when they tell that you can use max of 4 categories in your pie chart. Good and okay, fine. But there's some charts whereby some instance in your data that you should not use your 4 categories, because if someone can check your dashboard and cannot quickly detect that which one is higher than the next one, the third one, the fourth one, which one is higher between them, trust me, you're already giving a wrong insight. So you have to make sure that the 4 insights, the pie chart instantly is showing, okay, this is the highest. I can see the highest. You just can quickly see this is the highest, this is the second, this is the third. So that's how it is. If it is not like that, trust me, you're already giving a wrong insight. That's sometimes you always say go with 3 at max for your audience to be able to see instantly, actually. So that's how it is. That's part on that. So a thumbs up for you to know, for me to know you are following me actually. Yeah, thank you very much. So now, we have another one. You have the KPI card. For example, the KPI card you should use for total sales, products, your profits, your customer. So I know some people might ask me, how do you detect metrics? Now you want to detect metrics. Sometimes when you don't know about a particular industry and you're working on their data, you can go online, chat up, okay, what are the metrics this kind of industry make use of? So you can see the metrics and try to portray it on your data. And sometimes if you have that kind of data, fine. And if you don't have, now check it out. Now we now have the word of AI right now. Do write your good prompting. I advise everyone to learn what they call prompt engineering. This way is where you know how to write prompts effectively. So when you can communicate your insight to your audience and they'll be okay and intact. So for the sales industry, so this is what they have actually for the industry. So you show this at the top. So we have another one, card visuals. So we have what they call total sales, blah, 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 on this, like as you are saying. So I will share you the chart in the slide so you can see more of this and you can learn more from this actually. So we have the bar chart. Let me just give you use of charts because some people don't know, they might not know. But for charts, bar chart is just for what comparison. So example of it is this. So so this is the as the report we are building today. So when you see this, So comparison. So the comparison we are trying to talk about is this you are saying here. So can you see this and this right now? Which one is higher than this? Which one is greater than this? That is the comparison we are trying to talk about. So the bar chart is mostly used for what? Comparison. Where your what? Your x-axis is having the text and your y-axis is having the what? The number. That's the integer actually. So that's that for comparing. So I gave an example of what you could make use of it there. So we have the column chart comparing values over time. So the same thing as what? As your bar chart and column chart. Now let me explain the difference between why we make use of bar chart and column, because some people don't know anyway. But now when we're talking about bar chart and column chart, this is your column chart here, and this is your bar chart here. The instant these two charts are communicating the same insights, but some instance here where we make use of the bar chart mostly is because of your text. If your text is somehow long, like because the column chart tends to contain a lot of space, takes a lot of space in your analysis. But when you know that you're having a long chart, for instance, especially when you see mostly they tend to use bar chart most often is your health industry. Your health industry, you start to say a longer name, a longer meaning actually. And when you see a longer name for your industry, for that particular industry, what you have to do is just come down to just use the bar chart, because using a bar chart reduces that space actually. But when you're using a column chart, trust me, it takes a lot of space for you. That's why you see that mostly you see that people tend to use bar chart and column chart sometimes. So, and if your text is okay, you are good to go. If you want to communicate with bar chart or communicate with column chart, you are still speaking the same words analysis, and you are good with your insights. So that's that on that. We have the line chart. So this is used for showing trends. So what I mean by trend is this, as you've seen here. So you can see that as of 2025, this company were making higher, but as of 2026, it goes down actually. So now if you might check based on this data, when I was working with it maybe around that last year or so, I could detect that the month was not complete, the year was not complete actually when they get this data, which means it's totally right that it might be possible. But as a matter of fact, we can still go back again and check out, okay, as at this time last year, as at this time of 2026 last year, what are we making? Are we on the same level? Are we higher this year or not? That's how you communicate your insights with your data. Now that's chart. So you use this one just like on 100% categories. Okay, how many categories? How are we doing? Next category. Too many. We have what? Too many categories. That's why, and if you have too many charts, you are good to go. If you could do any one of the two, you are. Now we have the donut chart. The donut chart is the alternative to pie chart. This one here is you want to put more beauty to your insights. If you are using the donut chart, you are putting more beauty to your insight. That's justice. So it's also communicating the same analysis with your pie chart. So there's no difference. But because of the O there, now some instance now you can now put for the O in that particular way, you can tend to put maybe you are communicating with revenue, and you could notice that your KPI is not having revenue, or you're communicating with any other insight there with your KPIs. You can tend to put your what's it called? Your KPI metrics in that particular box to beautify it and tell the inside that okay, the total revenue you are making or the total this and this you are making is this in particular. So when someone sees, they will know that, oh, okay, this is total, this or what they make total in total. Okay, this is the category they use in dividing this and this actually. Now we move to stream maps. This is used to show path to whole analysis, where you can see, you can drill to also, whereby you have maybe let's say category and you want to go through your subcategory, you can drill through your tree maps. I'm sorry. We have tables. This is where you show your detailed information. And I want to let you know that tables, don't just draw tables in your analysis, please. Always understand that your tables have to have what's it called? A particular insight you are driving at. For instance, now I might be having a lot of tables: my total revenue, my total profit, my total sales, my product, my what's it called? The quantity ordered and co. But you might try to put some conditional formatting to give insight to what you are trying to tell the audience that, oh, okay, for my conditional formatting, my profit margin now of, you can tend to see, okay, maybe put a baseline of, okay, I'm sorry, you are trying to put a baseline on from 0. Anything we make from 70% and above is what is good. That's the green. Anything we make lower than 50% is what is the bad, and anything we make between 70 to 50 is what is the medium or what mid So you can tend to, with someone seeing that, they can be able to see your detailed analysis, and you can tend to, for your revenue, you can tend to put your bars there. So when they see this, they can go through your bar and move to what? You can go to your bars and tend to move to your what? Your margin and your what? Okay. Now we have matrices. So you have the matrix also, visuals. This is where you put your you want to make use of, okay, total revenue. You want to make your region per what? Your profit, your product, and your what? You'll be okay. Now we have visual selection exercise. So these are for my student anyway. So now let me see where I'll be stopping before. Okay, I'll be stopping with this conditional formatting part. Yeah. So now we're talking about KPI best practices. Number one, large number. Make sure your KPIs is large and bold. You don't like too bold, that is going to be distractive actually, but just like okay to your audience. Make it bold and not too big, not too large, but okay to your audience. Number one, clear labeling. Make sure that anything you are trying to give is so, even though is a big English to that particular, is an English to that industry, but make sure that it is someone understandable. That if there's someone in that industry can understand easily. It's not like you now do an insight, someone in that industry will not be asking, what is this one? Don't do this part here. Don't come and if either you know you go and study, you are studying literature and you know big English. When you get to dashboard, reduce your English, come down to a lower part. The person who can tend to understand you and wait, and they can easily grab. Don't go and be convincing audience that you want to prove English and you're now writing something a large. Now, when they see something like, what is this? You now start going to your dash, you go to dictionary to go and be checking, or AI to go and be taking the meaning. By the time you're not checking, maybe you now give 5 of now, as well that you give 5 of that big English. Someone now goes back and check out your insights, check out your check the meaning and come back again. When you do that for 3 or 2 times, you're like, well, I'm tired, I can't move further with this insight again. It's okay. And they will stop. You will not be able to move further. So that distracts your audience. Trend indicator. So make sure when you're putting your trend indicator, make sure you're putting either red or your green. Make sure don't just put a trend indicator and just leave it like that. That my audience will tell us the meaning. No, make sure that it is what's intact and what's okay. And that one's comparison to targets. Make sure that in case you are doing your comparison target, make sure that there's a target. Okay, my target is this and this. So put it, if possible, put a gap between your analysis. So that's one way to know that okay, this is what we make, this is the target given to us by the company, and this is the gap of the target, and you're able to know. Examples of your this is it here. You can try to put your revenue here and put your upper arrow, which means you are trying to go up based on that particular month. Actually, and you're doing fine. So you've communicated a good insight to your audience. Actually, maybe they're using your filter of each and every month to filter it out, and you are good. We have another one. So these are conditional formatting. This draw attention to your performance. Actually, you don't go put number in your dashboard and assume people will understand. Putting a large number alone safe is overwhelming to your audience because they'll be like, oh, so because number are not going to be that large. So, but when you put the conditional formatting, it draws their attention. Okay, revenue, so they can see the bars, how full they are, how they are moving. We can then see that okay, so we have higher revenue. Does it lead to higher? Does it lead to higher? What's it called? Probably does it lead to good profit for us or a bad profit? So they tend to understand. So example of it is here: green for good, yellow for warming, and red for what? Poor. So now, example, can you see data bar? I also included the data bar that you can use as a conditional formatting. Your icon here, this icon also, you can also use the icon in your KPIs where you can tend to put this arrow now. You can tend to make it colored, actually, maybe a green or so, where you can tend to see increase or decrease. And one is like this, you can put it as what? A stable for your distance. So all these things, the one thing about all this icon and so tends to communicate insight to our analysis, tends to communicate to someone that tell you that oh, this person is doing fine, or this insight is not doing fine. So on the last part there, actually, so we have the slicers. So this part here is very, very important to what interact with your analysis effectively. Actually, so we have slicer best practice. Place at the top. Make sure that your slicer is always placed at the top. Don't place it at the bottom here. Maybe the right hand side. Don't place it where my cursor is. Make sure you place it at the top. Make sure you can place it towards the left here. And also put indicator of filters. People can check it out. Keep it consistent. So if you are using a color, for one particular slicer, use the second one for it. Actually, and if they are too much, you can try to make it dynamic. When they click on the icon, it pops up all the slicers and close it. Not like distract your audience. You can use a drop down when many values are exist. If a many value exists, use a drop down. Avoid too many slicers and drill downs. So this is a drill down. Drill down is this happens mostly in your chart, line chart actually, where you drill down, where you can see your year, your quarters, your months, and your what, your day. So, and that one is drill through. The difference between drill down and drill through is that drill down comes with your chart, but drill through you have to create a chart for a page for it on its own, where you go deeper when you want to say, okay, when someone click on, just check on this particular what's it called, on this particular insight for the bars, they should be able to see, okay, so they're able to see that, okay, this person is doing fine. Okay, now maybe they are trying to see a product, they're trying to see a product actually. So the person can be able to see, okay, now for the product, the subcategory, how are they doing for the product, for the subcategory, how are they not doing? So you can tend to go deeper. Okay, for the subcategory now, what quantity was sold, what unit was sold, what revenue was sold actually, and the what, they will be okay with your analysis. So that's that on that. So and the two tips, you have two tips, shows additional information about clustering, visuals. So this one here is like when someone just check out your going, maybe they are interested in your analysis and they want to go deeper. When they take, you can put a more information that when they just put their cursor on it, they can pop up and see, oh, okay, now maybe you are trying to show a trend analysis, they can try to see, okay, now these are total revenue, so these are total profit, our total quantity, our profit margin, blah 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 like that, and they will be okay. So now I'll be stopping at the bookmark spot. So for us, because of our time, so we have the customer two tips. Because the custom two tips here is when you create yourself. There's one that is built on in Power BI that you can use automatically. That one is just when you when you put it there, when you put your chart. For instance, you are trying to say total revenue and what by category. That two of them actually, they are okay. And the what's it called? The two tips is going to show on the total revenue. But when you are trying to, maybe you want to now show more information, that's when you what include your what custom two tips, where you can put more information as stated there as sales, profit, order. And we have the bookmark. So these are bookmark. So the bookmark here is where you want to show something that you want to show something dynamically in terms of your report. When they click on, maybe you're having, for instance, maybe your slicers now. Your slicer, you're having maybe let's say 5 slicers. And you know that when you put those slicers physically to your report, it's going to be too clumsy for your report. So what you do is just like you make sure you click on, what was it called? You click on, when you click on the report, when you click on the slicers on the icon, you can make it that when you click on the slicers, it pops up the 5 slicers when you put in the box already. Actually, so when you put them in the box, you can just click it, pam pam pam, and you can see what they want to see. And when they are done, you can just click on the close section there. And when you click on the close section, and you just there you only have just what one icon alone, and you're what you are okay. So it shows you executive views, details views, and what monthly views actually. So that's that on that. I'll be showing for others. You can check out the slide for others, and you'll be able to learn from there. So I know you have a lot of questions actually, but by the time we are done with today's part, you can kindly ask your question. So you can kindly today's report. Please. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we move to, so sorry, let me close this. So my Power BI is loading actually. Okay.
So I'm not sure. Let me reach out to him, guys. Let me reach out to him. So I think it is his network. But I already sent a message and call him. So I think it is network. So as we are waiting for him, so let me make an announcement pertaining to the Microsoft AI skills voucher. Right. So if you know you get the voucher, can you let me see your thumbs up? If you know you get the AI skills voucher that was rolled out recently, yeah, or let me see yes in the chat box, preferably. Let me see yes in the chat box. If you know, for those that get the Microsoft voucher, guys. So I have someone that did 20. I have someone that did 54. I have to ask those that did 54. Latifat Hassan, that's very great. Is it only Latifat Hassan that get the Microsoft voucher? Where are the yes? I sent it to the group. I did the recorded video. I took time, went ahead to get on how to register. And is it only Latifat Hassan? What of the rest? Guys, it's only Latifat Hassan that got the Microsoft, the AI skill Microsoft. Oh, okay, let me do like this. If you have Microsoft voucher to write your Power BI exam, let me see yes in the chat box. Let me see yes in the chat box. Let me see yes in the chat box, guys. So let me see yes in the chat box. So please, okay, Opayemi, I've seen 2 people. I want more responses. So if you don't have, let me see no. If you have, let me see yes. So please, guys, I have sent you guys did not register for the AI skill first. You guys did not register for the AI skill first. And I sent the AI skill first to on the group. I don't know why you guys Idris Olaleye, do you receive any voucher? Okay. I will teach you on how to register it. I will teach you on how to check it. I'll teach you on how to check it. So it's very easy. It's very easy to check it. Don't worry, I'll teach you on how to check it. So as we await our facilitator, we are still awaiting our facilitator. I think it joined up quite long. Let me see it. Okay. Boluwatife, don't worry. I'll do a recorded video on how. I'll do a recorded video. I register, but next, don't worry. I'll do a recorded video on how you are going to I'll do a recorded video on how you are going to get this voucher and how you are going to register for it, right? So don't worry, I'll do a recorded video on that. So for those that have the recorded for those that have the Microsoft voucher, please ensure you start practicing for your exam, right? So ensure you start practicing for your exam. The exam dump has been sent to the group, right? So the exam dump has been sent to the group, which is the PR 300 that has been sent to the group. So they repeat past question a lot, right? So they repeat past question a lot. So ensure you take as much as possible to okay. Okpayemi said his exam is on Tuesday. So have you practiced? If you have the exam done, that's fine. If you don't have it, you can send me a DM. I'll help you request for it and send it to you so you can start preparing for it. So this is very, very much important. If you want to write any tech exam, the exam dump is very, very important. Yeah, so very sorry guys, we are still awaiting the facilitator. He said he has network issue. Yes, likewise, there is another voucher coming up for DP600 and then DP900. So we have the facilitator ready to take you guys Microsoft Fabric Data Analytics Associate. But the prerequisite for that, before you can be able to join that class, you will need to present your Power BI certificate. That is the prerequisite from the facilitator. Come in. Before you be able to join that class, you will need to present your certificate. So please do well to pass the exam on or before July 31st. So we are going to send the exam dump on all the groups again. So for you guys to start practicing ahead of your exam dates. Yeah, and likewise, Microsoft has opened DP600 and DP900 100% voucher. So, but we can't ask you to go and register yet. So, but we are going to commence the onboarding for the Microsoft Fabric Analytics preparation class the first week in August. So you get to register and get the Microsoft voucher. But don't forget the prerequisite, you need to pass the PL 300 exam. Right. So that's that. Let me call him again. Okay. Yeah, I think he's here now. Yeah, so he said he's trying to resolve his network issue. He's going to join us back very soon. Yeah, so don't forget earlier I showed you guys a dashboard, right? So I showed you guys a dashboard. And last week, the dashboard that was shown to us, which Mr. Abdul Samad did. So let me show it to you guys. So generally, I'll be expecting each and everyone. Generally, I'll be expecting each and everyone to go on and ensure you also prepare the go and replicate the dashboard that was done by Abu Samad. Right. The dashboard was really insightful a lot. And then you can replicate it, you will also be able to use it for your other exams. So hold on, let me take this call. So guys, it's time to get another network. So very sorry for the delay. So while we are waiting, yeah. So I want to show some of the dashboard. I currently don't have the dashboard here, but this is
I am back, so if you are ready.
yeah, okay. Okay, please can you give me just 1 minute? Right. So this is one of the dashboard being done by Mr. Abdul Samad. Right. You can see how insightful it is. Yeah. So this is the performance overview. This is the product performance. Likewise, this is the regional performance. So you can go on here, all the necessary explanation, the file, the wireframe, the analysis is also on YouTube. So do well to practice that. So we have our facilitator back. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Nigeria is really showing you Shigi. So very sorry for that, Mr. Joshua. And it's nice to have you back. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. So let me share my screen back. So please, can you confirm if you can see my screen now? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for understanding and staying true. So that's Nigeria for you. So now let me go back. So this is my report. So don't mind the error there. That's what's it called for you? That's I use Zoom chat. Anyway, I use Zoom chat. I know even what I've heard about Zoom chat. So I use Zoom chat to build this inside. That's Zoom chat gives you more just say more flexibility in terms of what's it called? In terms of your edge, the shape edge. For instance, the way you could shape your edge, you can't do that with normal Power BI. But I'll be doing it with normal Power BI actually for you all to be able to access it. Because if I do this in my normal, what's it called, with you, you might not be able to gain the needed part there. Explain. This is talking about the overview. So the overview of how they run the campaign means that what they're earning with their campaign and what were they earning after the campaign actually, and which one is doing better for their analysis, and should they continue or should they stop it. So that's how it is. So we have the delivery part here. So fine, now we've talked about the overview of what they are earning. So we have to move further to the delivery part. So we have to be able to talk about, okay, are the supply chain also meeting their targets? So in terms of delivery and operational teams. So this is where this page is talking about. And the last page here is that, okay, now what are the things that people are trying to return that we are not doing well? So which is the product part, the operational part. So maybe in terms of the product part, maybe we are not doing well in terms of checking the product very well. Actually, if you know, maybe they're expiring, maybe they're expired products, maybe they did not like it based on maybe the what's it called, maybe internet problem or delivery problem is not meeting the target. For instance, now someone wants to get a particular product in a particular company, want to get a particular product from them, and unfortunately, the delivery team could not get it to them at the appropriate time. The person needs it. So maybe the person tells now, maybe in the agreement with the company, with the website when they are trying to buy, the company has stated that in case we did not meet the target or did not like blah blah blah, you are free to return it. And the since the person could not use it at the appropriate time, tends to return the stuff. So you want to see, okay, which product are they returning back? Okay, they return it, how high it is, okay, the net return rate loss and blah blah blah, which will be doing all together. So we'll be diving into the new part here. Let me close this. Now, so moving to a new sheet, so now building a new Power BI, so which we'll be using to create a new report. So don't be scared. We'll be having everything. I'll be sending everything out. So we'll probably everything now that we make. I use the air actually. So and I'll be taking, if possible, I think Mr. Absamad actually has done a good job to you, which is going to have returned. What was it called? He is going to have teach you how to be the wireframing. Actually, now this is what's it called, PowerPoint and Power BI. So when you want to get into a new sheet, you click on blank report. So after blank report, now the first thing I do, so if you check out, you notice that the page here, the page I used here is different from the page that I use. This page here, different from the page here, the normal page in Power BI. So when you come here now, if I come here, So I come here in Power BI. So sorry. So I come here. So let me come to the format view. So this format view now, if you come here, so and check the size. So I use 1920, that's 1920 pixel versus 1080 pixels. That's the width and the what? The height for our analysis. Actually, this is the highest width you could give so far. So apart from the normal view of Power BI, in case you're not, maybe you want to show your broader view very well. So you can tend to use this part. So what will you do? The first thing I do is come here. So I'll come back here, come to the format. Don't be scared. You might not see your own settings of Power BI, the way I have it here, the way it's up here, and the way it's at the side here. Don't be scared. It's just a setting view where you can go to your settings and then click on it, and what is going to what pops up. But it's not much you have to have it actually. Sometimes it's just a stress, but you can only have these ones and this one, and you can have other ones going back to the top and set it out. It's just my own preference actually. So now I'll come here. I'll come to what? Custom. So when I come to custom 19, I didn't know it because I make use of it almost in the month. I do more than two. I mean more than maybe 2 reports for public actually, for data challenge and many other stuff. And let me just say on my own gigs, actually I use most often for gigs and all that stuff. So I use Power BI very well. So don't be scared. I know it off it. It's just like normal thing I do consistently. Now, so this is the size now. I'm getting a broader view of what I want to do. So now don't be scared. Since we are replicating this, we'll be coming back to it most often to see what we'll be making use of. Now, this is my report. So the first thing I can do, in case I don't want to stress myself, I will bring in my background. That's my wireframing. Actually, I'll bring in, but my name don't bring it yet. I want to teach you how you could know how to build a wireframe also. Actually, I know Mr. Someone that's taking you this, but I can also give you my own view, my own part. What you thought might be different from what I know. So there is just many opportunities. There's many other opportunities to know. So it's just that you also have to just use what suits you best and more makes your work more faster. Now, so we'll be talking about, so starting from the the part here, the title here. So we have the omni-channel, holiday, retail analysis, and underneath here, that's the subtitle. We have the marketing and sales performance uplift. So now you can try to put overview here. It's left to you. Just like you have to make sure I'm just going deeper into my analysis by storytelling it with this title. So I'll just come here. I'll copy. So I've copied this. So after done copying, I'll come here. I'll just come to my text. I'll click on my text here at the top. So when you are done clicking on it, you can bring it here. And then you come here. And you can leave it. So it's going to be tiny as the way you are seeing it here. It's going to be tiny as the way you are seeing it. So we have only channel retail analysis. So you can come down here and enter to bring this down. So you can come here and bring in. And one thing about this, Power BI and reporting is that before you start, our advice always tends to have the size font you want to use, which means for your title, if you are using 18 for your title, make sure it's in alignment to the second page to the third page. That's the first thing. That makes your work more. No matter how good you are, you are good at giving insights. You are not in the world whereby your UI UX has to be communicative to your audience. If your UX is wrong, no matter how good your insight is, it might not be communicating the right way it's supposed to be. Because if it's too like the other ones Mr. Ibrahim said earlier, so the mind is giving us a good aspect of the insight, but to the eye is not neat and intact. Trust me. So if it's not appealing to the eye, trust me, you know, for you to even go and read about it, check what he's saying is totally rubbish. So now you come here, you put in a value, I might not just put 14, or I'm going to put 24. So when the 24 bold it, so this is it, and then bring the size here and put 14 here. So maybe 14. Let me just put 18. I might just put italic here to give us the design view and we'll take this up. So that's the part here. So we'll be building our KPIs. So that's the most important things we'll be building on. So what are we having? We are having the campaign revenue, the campaign plan budget, and we are having the gross profit. Now, how do we do it? So these ones here, you can use your ChatGPT, your AI, your Google to do your calculations. That's normal, actually. So now you do this. So your campaign revenue now. So, oh, sorry, I've not even imported my data. So sorry for this. I've forgotten. So now the first thing I'm supposed to do is come here. I'll come to my workbook because the data is a worksheet anyway. But before I go deeper, let's just check the data together. So because that's what I do firstly. So and our advice as an analyst, the first thing you have to always do when you have your data is that you have to make sure. So this is the data you have clicked on it. So when you have your data, it's just like always make sure you duplicate it. It's very, very important. Duplicate data. Don't work on that normal data given to you, actually. So it's loading. So read only. It's coming up. Now, so this part here, enable. Okay, so this is my data. This is our data. In the data, let me see. Do we have the dictionary here? There's no dictionary, but we have the other lines data. So the other line data is talking about the order. So the other here, this other line is talking about where you have your metrics, your revenue. So where you have your revenue, your cost, your discount, your unit price, your quantity. You have your quantity. So this is your product ID. So I want to let you know that let me just give you a view before I move further. We have what they call dimension table and also have what they call facts table. The dimension table, always understand that you always have one KPI, one primary key in your dimension table. It's always very, very important. You always have one KPI. So, but this data is a foreign key. It's a fast table. So that's why you are saying you only having one primary key and many more foreign key. So you can see that one or common than one actually. And we have our product ID. So this is our product ID here. So we can see that our product ID also common than once. So this is a foreign key actually in our data. These are our products here. So this product here is a primary key. That's why you're trying to is a dimension table. That's why you're trying to see we having only one product ID actually. So all that says the information about the product. We have the category, the sub product, the standard. So let me widen it for see the view. So you have the standard cost of the product. We have the MXRP actually. So we have the vendor, we have the seasonality tag. So we have the promotion. So this is our promotion. So this is the promotion ID, this is the promotion table. This is also called dimension table. So this is it. So when you check this now, an evidence, let me just show you an evidence. Let me filter my data. When I click on it, you only start this only occur once. One occur once. Can you see it? So when we come back here and clear my filter and show you another example for it so that you know that that's how. So when you come here, can you see it shows once also? It means that that's how primary key dimension table are always built. They only have one primary key, and they're they're always unique. They don't have duplicates at all. So we have the name, the campaign type, the start date, end date, start segment, discount type, planned lifts, and planned budget. So we have the return. So this is the return table. This talks about the third page I built earlier, where I showed you earlier that we're talking about how our customer return, the return cost, return restock fee, the return ship, the net gross profit of the return data. So this is our return ID, the other ID, the return date. So this one's also really having one. This is a facts table. So that's why you are seeing that we are having one primary key and many foreign key. That's two foreign keys. So this is our calendar. So let's understand that we always tend to have calendar table. So this is your calendar table. You can build this in Power Query and you can also build it with DAX. So this is it. The space here, don't be shocked that this space here is almost important because now this is an event name. This means these are the times people are having events, which means some company, their product tends to fall in when people are trying to have events. For instance, now when is the right time now? You see that you can compare that something like company like drink company like Coca-Cola, Coke and Co, those carbonated drinks and malts tends to have higher tends to have higher sales So based on events that are happening, ceremony, burial and co, Christmas and co, and events that is coming to an end that people are trying to do, and company also running get together, end of the year parties and co. So that's why you're trying to see that they might have. So this kind of company, you can't compare their sales to a normal day when there's no party. Actually, you can't compare their sales. So this kind of, now if it's something like this, so you have to ensure that their data here, that this part here is what not available, or no products, no sales actually to fill in. So which means there's when was some people will say they will hear that it's a must that you don't must not have empty cell, but some instance it requires if it's what understandable and is having what a meaning. So we have a fulfillment, we have the ship ID, the order ID, and the warehouse ID. We have the carrier service level, the promo. So this is the fulfillment, means that were they able to what meet the appropriate what the promise, the trust given to their customer, were they able to meet it? So that way you can see it based on their data. So we have the order header. So the order header is also, let me just say, a replicate of your order what order line product. So but this one is a fact table, is a dimension table. But this is the main facts table here, and this is a dimension table. It's connected to it actually. Yeah. So that's why at the end of the day, when we bring in the Power BI now, you see we should have something like this. So we have an order ID and order line. Yeah. So this is a facts table. So we should have something like this: one dimension, dimension. Actually, and we have two other facts here at the bottom. Now, so let me bring my data to my Power BI. So when I come here, the first thing I will do is come here, my workbook. So after coming to my workbook, come here to document. What's the name on this sheet? Christmas retail. So I clicked on it. So after clicking on it, so this is it. So you can see your overview of your table by clicking on it here. So which means this part here is to show you, okay, now the data you are trying to import, is it actually the data for you to see the overview? So you can click on many as more based on when I click on workbook when I'm trying to import my data. So this is it here. Now, so this is my data. So we have load, we have the transform, and we have the cancel. When you're talking about the load means that you want to load towards Power BI directly, while the transform means that you want to clean in what Power Query. So I'll come here, transform, because I want to check my data to see if they are okay before loading towards Power BI. So the data is loading, so it's loading into Power BI already. Okay, so this is my data. Actually, it's still detecting. Okay, so this is it. So now, how do I see? Power BI is still detecting when I've created the report last. So the last 165 days, I've created the report last. That's the time I've opened the report that I created with it. Now, I'll just check. So the first thing you can check is check your column header. Are they okay? Your data profiling. This is our data profiling. In case you load your own Power Query and you don't see something like this, come to your view. When you come to your view, you can check on here, click on your custom. This is your custom distribution. Can you see it has gone? Your column quality, can you see? So click on it here in your view, and you're able to see them. This is your profile. You get to see your column profile, the count, the maximum, the minimum, the zeros, the unique, the distance. So I can come here, cancel it, and I am okay. So now, after I've done checking this part here, you can check their data types. Are they okay? Okay. So my data are okay. So you might have to change the name here and just say dim date. Now, so I've changed the name to dim date. This part that is no, I can just say no event. Just replace. I can click on it here. On Power Query here, on my head here, I can click on it. And an example now, the reason why I make use of my column profiling for instance, in this quality here, my column quality, I'm able to see the valid 21%, empty 79%. But without my column profiling, adding this data now is not having this as much empty as this. I might not be able to see it like this. So, but when I click on it here and just say, now I could be able to see it. So I can be able to know what to do next. So you can come to your, what's it called, transform. So let me just give you a view of this edge here. So when you're talking about home, you're talking about the home where you could do the way you have your Power BI, where you could do your font, edit your font, and many other stuff there. That's what you have in your home section. In your transform, this means you want to edit on that particular column. Like for instance, like if I'm trying to do anything here, that means that I'm using my transform, I want to edit on that particular column. But for your add column, which means if I click on that column section, which means I am trying to say that Power BI create another column for that what answer I'm trying to do for that solution. Create another column, which means it's going to retain the old column and what creates another new column for that particular what insight, for that particular solution. And the view here is when you can see your what, do your column profiling, your query settings, your query dependencies, and many more. And we have the two here, so you can see your diagnose steps, diagnostics, and many other. And we have the help section. This is where you could tell Power BI in case you have some things you notice about Power BI that you don't like, that you notice that could be of help to them, or it's disturbing you and it might also be disturbing someone else. You can kindly send a report to them. They will be of help. They will listen. They're there to hear you. So because you are the user of their software, so they're able to hear you. You can also learn here. In case so these are training videos. You can learn here the documentation, the learning guide. You can also do that here. Now, so for me to replace, I'll come here. I'll just say, so you can just come here and just say replace values. So this is my replace value part here. I can just come here and just say replace values or replace error. If you want to replace error, you click on replace error. But I want to replace the value here, I'll just come here and I'll just say right click. When I just say replace value, I'll just say so now I want to replace with no event. So I'll just say the first thing is that trying to ask is what? No value to find, which means what do I want to replace first? So that I will have to tell you that I want to replace this no. All right, N U L L. And the next one is what I will tell you that no event. And I'll say okay. So now can you see it? No event automatically. It has what pops up here. Now this part here is your query pane, query view. This part is your report view, your data view, and this part is your query settings. This is your what applied steps. Your applied steps is where you could see anything you are doing. You are trying to edit in your Power Query. You could what see them here. Which means if mistakenly I've created something here and I don't want it, I can just come here and what cancel. Just cancel the replace value section, and we are okay. We are good. So that's that on this part here. Now, if I come here, so if I want to use, I can right click on my keyboard here and just say replace value. The advantage of this is that this will tell you automatically, pops up the value you want to replace automatically, because sometimes when you're trying to replace a text, there might be a space before that you might not know, or a space at the end. That's why sometimes when some of you replace, you'll be like, oh, but this thing is the same thing, why is not replacing? It's because of there is something at the end of your data. That's why a space at the end of the data, which means you don't add when you're trying to replace. And when you don't add it, Power Query will not be able to see that or detect that actually. Now, replace with. So when you replace with, you'll be like, so I want to replace with no event. I'll just say no event. And I'll just say okay. Okay. So sorry, I'm just trying to see if I'm still with you people because my network somehow is not friendly. Yeah. Now, so that's that. So this is no event. So I've clicked on it and what is okay. Now come to fulfillment. So this is my fulfillment section. So we have the shipment, the order ID, the warehouse ID, the carrier, and many more. So this is it. So you can try to check. Although I've checked the data is not that dirty anyway, except the one you notice over there. Now, so you can check here. So the data, this part here is okay. So I can just say dim what? Dim fulfillment. Dim underscore. Dim fulfillment. So after that, I'll come here. I will now move to the next one. So I will say order header. Order header. So this is my order header here. You can try to check here now. My store ID here. So when you check your store ID, which means this is your order header here, which means there's some store that this order ID here, there's some store that people did not order anything from. So that's why you are seeing no values here. There's some store that there's some promotion that did not run actually. That's why for some store, that's why you are seeing no values here. And there's some, this is your coupon code. Yeah, and the coupon code also is not available for some store, which means they did not run some product. That's why you see that some this kind of store now, that's why it's empty. And that's why you are seeing no values here. Why some here they run a promo on this particular column, they run a promo on this particular store, run a promo actually, but not on this particular store. They might be, let's see something attached. Okay, so okay now. So this particular they run a particular promo here. They run a particular what? So they run a particular promo here, but not for all stores actually. So they're not for all stores. And now, so what will I do? So I'm going to leave this because it's still meaningful to me, except maybe when I detect it during my analysis. I will come to my order ID here. So we have the order ID, order line ID, we have the promote ID, we have the unit price and others. So my numerical columns, which my numerical values I want to make use of are intact. So I don't need to add anything here. So I can just give this as what? Fact. Fact ordered line. So this part here, I can just name this. So this is still an ordered. It's still an ordered table because it's having a dimension table. So just say dimension. And you can call this table actually. You can call this table. Can you call this table fact? Because you see pertaining to fact, but I'll give it dimension because it's having only one. It's having attribute of a fact of a dimension table. The product, as we all know, the product is what's also having. So it's a dimension table because it's having one information about what product. So this is also what okay. So I'll just come here. I'll just say dim product. The next one we have promotion. So this is our promotion table. So we have the promotion ID, we have the name, we have the campaign, we have the start date actually. So everything here is also okay and intact. So just say dim. Now we have the return. So these are our returns. Okay, so this is also okay with our returns actually. So when you come here, this is our fact. This is the fact table. So I might decide to choose and just group all these ones. So you hold your shift and group all the dim tables together. Okay, so I'll just right click and just say move to group. I'll just click this one as what? Dimension table. Dimension tables. Now, so you might try to give it a description, maybe for someone that is new to Power BI, when they open and get here and they don't know the meaning, you can just give the overview that, okay, and just tell it anything that you like to do so. Maybe this table talks about the single view or unique values of our data. So you can decide to do that in your description and someone will see it when they click on that. So that's that. So you can come here. So this is our dimension table and you can just come here and also right click on this. And move here and just say new group and just say what? Fact table. So that's that on the two data here. So when you are done, so your data is okay for analysis. So you can just wait before we go further. So let's come to our dimension table here, the date. So we having the date scheme, the weeks. We having the weeks. So we having do we might make use of okay. So let me extract the year now. So for me to extract the year, I'll come here, I'll come to my add column now. I'm not going to come to my transform because if I come to my transform, it's going to work do my solution here on this date column. So I'll just come to my add column. I'll come here and I'll just say year. So I want to extract the year. So can you see it here already? It has created a new column for me, and I'll drag and move to the other part where I want it to be. So after my what? Date. So I'll come here. I want what? The month. This is my month. So this is my month. So that's my month. So I can just come and put this one as what? Month number. Month number. So I can also add one before. Okay, let me just move it there. So I'll come back to my date. So let's make sure that you are highlighting the date before you click. Because if you don't highlight the data and just click on here, click on the year, which is a normal number data types, is not going to work. It's going to go off. The part for the date is going to go off because it did not click a data types that match the date format. So when you click on it and come to date and just come here. So I want to get my month name now. So I'll just come here and just say name of the month. Now when I come up to name of the month, and I'll just say month. So month name, I leave it as month name. But I don't like the name. The name is too long here because if I want to use it for my chart, it's going to take a lot of space. What will I do? So I'll come here and I'll just say extract. I'll just say first characters, and it's going to pop up. And I'll just say 3 first characters. I want just only 3 first characters. Can you see it here? So this is it here. And I'll just come back here. So I'll come back, put it here near my month number. So that's that on that. I don't think I need the dates, the weeks actually. And in case I need it, I will come back to it. So I'll close and run. So anytime is running. So let me know if you are following me. Can you give me a thumbs up if you know you are with me? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so now it's loading. So this is how it's going to look like when loading. So it's loading. So actually, so it's loading. So and also let you know before it finishes loading, I want to let you know that for date table also, you can also create your date table automatically with that code in Power BI itself. The way you are going to use your table view automatically. So where you're going to use your table view automatically. Where's your table view here? Okay, still loading. When it's finished loading, I'll go to my section part here. So now, for you to know that's done, it is done. So can you see? So no error for my analysis. So all of them are kindly intact. No error. I didn't mean there's an error. It's going to pop up and tell me there's an error. Now, so when you import your data, the first thing you have to do before anything is what? Check your modeling. Is there a relationship? Actually, I leave it as what? Clicked on. Actually, but let me just do this because for some people that does not know, I know our time is fast spent actually, but let's just do this for people that does not know, for them to be able to know how to model their data. So now let me just delete everything. I will delete everything and we'll do it together and you're able to see. What do you say? So is anyone talking to me? Sorry. Okay. So in aspect of no response, so I will continue. So now, if I want to do my data, so the first thing I have to do is bring in my facts table down. Now, come here, bring in my dim table. This is my dimension table up first. Let's see. And bring in my facts, actually. Now, the first important thing I have to do is that since my date table, my ordered table is having everything. Okay, there's still one at the bottom, sorry. Now, I'm having here, so my promotion. So here, I'm having promotion ID here. So I have to check, is it here? No, it's not there. So let me drag this down. So this is my date. So we only having in my fact orders, we only having order ID, ordered line ID, product ID. Now, so in the second one here, do we have the product ID? No. So, but in our DIM, so which means this data is not going to be a star schema. So we have what they call schema relationship. So we have the star schema and we have the snowflake schema. The star schema is always in form of a star, which means we are going to have only one fact table, and everywhere is going to be able to connect. All the other tables going to connect to your dimension table. While we also have the snowflakes, that is where you'll be having two dimensions connecting to each other. Where that one is not turning to a star, it's not going to be a star format actually. Although you're going to have your fact table, but not. So when you come here, so I come here and here. So when you come here, you're going to see my data pops up, and you have to have one to many. The most you have to have one to many. Actually, we have the what's it called? Cardinality. We have one to one, we have many to one, we have one to one, we have many to many. Actually, so I might not be. Let me just go with this number one because Power BI is very broad. This class is supposed to be a class of, let me just say, months actually for you to understand. But when we're talking about one to many is where that, for instance, where one customer, let me just explain the real life layman understanding. So when we go to what's it called? We go to supermarket every day. In a day, some people go to supermarket in a day maybe more than 4 or 5 times in a day, based on how close the supermarket is to them. So now, for instance, now, if I'm a particular customer, I go to a supermarket, I want to buy something today. One, I want to buy something maybe around in the morning, around 10. In the afternoon, I went there. In the evening, I went there. Maybe in the evening again, maybe I forgot to buy what I want to buy. I forgot to buy oil. How will I do it? So I have to go back again. I go and get it. Now, if the supermarket is counting that kind of customer, they count me coming 4 times as the customer, which means they're having four different customers, which is a lie. So which means, but when they do a normal, what's it called? A normal analysis, they will be able to detect that they're only having one customer, but the customer tends to come more than one time alone. So that's how it is. So that is an example of one-to-many relationship where they will not tend to have that customer relationship, customer data that, okay, this customer is always coming, this is our customer, but it comes many times. That's why you have your order of facts table already. So now, one-to-many, so this is my one-to-many, is actually correct. Yeah. So now, I'll just come here. This is my single. So it's also to be the cross direction has to be what? Single. Most often, the both filter is rare in some cases is rare. You can see it rarely. You don't mostly see it in most data actually. And before you see it, most often you have turned to a big working as a senior data professional. Most often your data, and it requires a lot of understanding attached to it anyway. So, but I'll be going with the single here, and make sure that your connection is active when clicking on it so that you're able to see it. So you just say save. So when you've done this is it here. So this is this. So you come here. So what data is here? We having our customer ID here. Our customer ID. So I think this data is another header also. So it can also be associated with fact or dimension, but let's leave it. So this is supposed to be, I don't know that we're having another ID. So this is supposed to be a fact table already. Since it's already having another data here. So I'll just come here. I can come here and come and click and just say. So come here, what's the name? Order header. So I'll come to order header and just say facts. Fact order header. So come here back. So that's that. So now, so the channel. What's our channel? So we'll come here. So the ordered ID. So you have to connect these two tables together. Order ID to order ID to get information from them. So one-to-many. So this is it. It's correct. So this is how you keep checking and keep checking. So we also have, we come back here. So we have the product ID here. So for the product ID, you have to check which data is having the product. But this one is having the product. So you connect this to this. So this is it. Correct. So my dates here. So I want to check my dates. So you can connect this your start date to your dim date. And you can also connect the end date, but it's not going to be active anyway on one particular table. It's not going to. That's why you see that the icon here is not clickable. Can you see? But when I remove it, it's going to be able to save. Excuse me. So that's sorry. So now this part here, I can tend to use my user relationship data to connect in case I want to use during my DAT, in case I want to use my end date. So I'll leave it here. So now I continue my analysis. So you can put, so now I'm having other dates here. I'm having other dates time. So which means this part here, there's a mistake. You're supposed to extract my dates here from the time, because if you go and check my date table, I don't have time here. So there's a mistake here, which I still going to go back. But let's model finish and just do that when we are done. So with our model. So that's that on the other date. So we'll come here to the fulfillment. What are we having for the fulfillment? We're having the ship ID. So you come here and check your chip ID. So, but before we move on, let me just do this. Let's do this one. So the channel, you don't even know that channel here. Channel ID. Come here and check channel. So channel, the channel here. Channel. So we don't have channel ID here. So that's good. Okay, we'll move further. Have you connect? So we'll move further to store ID. So our store ID, where's our store ID? So store ID. Store ID. Let's start from here. Is there store ID here? No. This. No. So it's not here. Can't be there. Type it. Other ID. Ship date. Other ID is no. Store ID is not here. It's not here also. But we connected our promotion ID. We've connected it. Our channel ID, we will not find it there. So now customer ID, no. So now come to the next one. So other ID, we've connected it here. So now you can also connect, since this is one, so you can connect this to this other ID to this other ID. You drag it to each other. So this is it. Yeah, so that's okay. So the return now. So return ID. So you check out your return ID. Which one is having your return ID? This is store. No. Other ID, carrier, ship ID, shipment ID, warehouse ID. Okay, let's go back to our data view. So let's check shipment order ID. Okay. Product. So product ID category. So we've connected this, sorted. Promotion ID. So order line ID, another ID connected, promote ID, product ID connected, return. So we have to connect, since we could not find a return ID now, we have to connect order line ID here to this our order line. Yeah, order line ID. So come here. That's which table. So having a return another line ID. So come to return and order line ID. So order line ID here to order line ID. So can you see? So this is 1 to 1. So order line ID to order line ID. How come? So you can come and filter. So this table is for order line. And let's come here and let's see. So okay, so 35, 30, 15, 33, 45. So this is also having, so which means, so people tends to return something once, no more than one. So this means this data is actually correct. So now clear off it. So which is people only return something one. So how can we so detect that? You can come here and let's see. Let's see for 2, for return 3 and return 5. Can you see? So the only person return one time. So the person returns only things once, no more than one. So you are going to connect them together. So promote, so you come to other line. So you leave it here. So now what else? So let's check. So other we've connected customer. We have customer table. No customer. So but we have channel. We have our channel with no, so channel ID. So this channel ID, so that means this is supposed to not be channel ID, it's supposed to be channel. If there's a mistake in the name of the data, it's supposed to be channel from those who got the data. So it's supposed to be channel, not channel ID. Channel ID. Okay. So okay. So in the aspect of no for now, so what should we do? So let's go to Power before we start anything. So let's go to Power Query. So come to transform, go back, transform. So it's loading. So from this part here, what will I do? So I'll just come to my date and then come to my other line date, the other line. Yeah, and extract only the date. How will I do that? So I'll come to add column here. I want to make sure I have a new column and leave this already. So I'll just say dates only. So I'll just come here. So it's going to pick and just come here and just drag. So this is it here already. Other, so this is the date. So now the one I renamed, so you can bring it back here. So I can now rename it back. I did not rename it properly. Fact. 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 Now this is okay. So now come back here and then close and enter. Now, so we have launched our data, and right now the model does not have the table name fact. Okay. Okay, because I edited it here, so let me just say discard changes. Yeah, so because I also have changed it here, since I did not change it, I also have come and change it here, the name in itself. Let me just change it here. Yeah, facts. So now, when I'm done with this, yeah, so now we'll come to our measures now. So we are done with that. So we'll come to our measures. So before I move further, anybody, if you are with me, kindly give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So now we'll come back. So now we'll come to campaign revenue. Actually, if you go and check the slide, given the sense, so I'll come here and I'll come back to the top. So you click on the slide and you click on the dash code. Control, and it's loading. So I'm clicking on the dash code. So now on the dash code here, we're having our omni channel holiday analysis, retail analysis. So the first one is campaign revenue. So what will I do? So this is the code here. So I'll copy the code and I'll explain in Power BI. So I'll come here and just say measure. So how will I do that? So what will I do? What will I do? So before I do that, I will come here to my enter data. So when I come to my enter data, I will name. I'll just say measures. And I load. So because I want to have a different table for my measures. So that's why I'll be putting my measure, my metrics, so that when someone comes in, they can easily see it. So all I do, I'll right click on my mouse or my tab or anything I'm making use of, and I'll just say new measure. Click on it at the top, new measure, and after clicking on it, and I enter. So now this is my revenue. It's asking revenue. This is order line, order header. Now, so the reason why it's giving me this is that firstly, now there's a mistake here. It's supposed to have gotten my revenue, which is not yet gotten. That's why it's highlighting red here. So this place here also my order header, I've changed the name because the name I use in building report, I did not put a fact or other data here. So how will I do this now? I'll first create my revenue. So I'll just say revenue. So I'll just create my revenue. So for my revenue, what will I do? I'll come here. Sorry. So after my revenue, I'll come here. I will now say sum. So you can just say revenue. So this is my line revenues. So and I'll just enter. So when I'm done entering, I'll come here and cancel. So I'll delete the column here. So I'll delete the column there. So after deleting the column there, now after deleting the column there, I'll come back now to my measure. Where is it here? Okay, I think it should be here. Thank you. So I'll come back and I'll see measures again. Click on the measures. And I'll just say Control V. So promotion ID, this is having order ID, order header. So I'll make sure I put in my for my order header, I'll put in my facts. Okay, so I'll cancel this at the back. Now, so when we are done, you can come here and click on this. So it's still loading. So that's 40.50 million. Let's see what we have if it's correct. Yeah, can you see it? So now I'll come back here to my card. So we have different kind of card, but the one I make use of most of when I click on this is the card here. And I'll click it here. So I'll place it here. So I'll make sure I click on it, right? After clicking on it, put in my currency. I'm making use of dollar. So when you click on it, automatically and check it back. So this is it here. So now I'll make sure I'll tell it 2 decimal places. Now, can you see it? So this is it. Now let me explain this DAX. So what the DAX do is, I don't know if you come about calculate. So calculate is a function that you can use to change from your filter to your row context. Actually, there's another explanation on rows and filter context. Actually, which I expect you should have known, or Mr. Abdullah Ibrahim Samad should have explained to you guys. So now we have the calculate. So what the calculate do is that you want to calculate a revenue of where there is no blank for my product ID, which means I want to calculate, for instance, now, which means now when you come here for my product ID, another line. So this order line ID here. So now can you see some places are having a 0? No, where is it? Revenue. So okay, this is my line revenue actually. So now this line revenue is, what's it called? Okay, let me come to my promotion promo ID. Where is it here? Is it ahead? See my promo ID now. So this part here is having nulls actually. So which means this part here, they did not know this place that you are seeing that having nulls. They did not know no values here. They did not run promotion on this particular what's it called channel. They did not run anything called what's it called on them. So I think the only channel they run something on, let's see, MKT. So they don't promote MKT, but not all, but some actually, because I did not purchase, not all. So, and I will come back here. So I will come here. So I will come back here and I will say, what was it called? So from here, so when I come here, so this is it. So that I'll be able to get this, my revenue. So now I'll come back here again. What's it called? So I'll come back here to my DAX. So I want to get this reference. So I will get my reference. So sorry for the noise earlier. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, so I'm so sorry for that. So I'll come back here for my revenue. So I want to get my reference, this is my reference revenue. That's revenue uplift and the baseline revenue. So the baseline revenue was this is what they're making before they run the campaign. They're having what's it called, the baseline, the 4.3 revenue from analysis for their revenue. But when they run the campaign, they were able to have 40.50 million, and which means so the uplift, which means the growth of the campaign they run between their normal revenue is 36.17 million. Actually, now how will I do this now? So to calculate your revenue uplift, how will I come? I'll come to my DAX again. Revenue uplift. So I'll come here, revenue uplift. So when I come here, this is it here. So the formula for revenue uplift is what? Campaign revenue minus the baseline revenue. Actually, have I gotten my baseline revenue? Why is it ahead? It's not going to work because I've not gotten our baseline revenue. So we have to get our baseline revenue, and we have to come back here and copy our baseline revenue. Revenue uplift. Yeah, this is our baseline revenue. So I'll come back and I'll just click on my baseline revenue. So for my baseline, what did I copy? I was not able to copy it. Finish. Sorry. Oh, this is my baseline revenue. So I'll enter and I will. What's happening? Okay. Okay. So what's happening? Okay, wait to. Okay, I've known the reason why it's not giving me my answer. The reason why is because I did not indicate the variable name to it, a name I want to tell to it that okay, give it as this name. I'm only running my function, so I'll just come here and just say Control V. So now so this part here is still the same thing. So that's the mistake I made. I have to just always come back here and just put dim other line here is facts. Other line is fact here. Other header is fact. So I'll just say fact. And I think it is correct now. So we can run and let's see. Yeah. So when we come here, how will I put my reference? I'll come here. I'm coming. So sorry. So I'll come here and just put my baseline revenue. So I'll come to my reference line label. So for my reference label, I'll make sure I put is indicated as the card here, the card name of my main KPIs, and I'll drag it in. Yeah. So when you drag it in and you click, you increase it. So this is it here. So this is where you could see. So that can you see 4.33 million. So this is it here, 4.33 million. But you are not able to see it very well because I have to still run my own site and what's it called size on it. Now this is baseline revenue. So I'll move further again. So, but if you notice, there's something omitting. We are still using this percentage. So I'll come here. So I'll come back to my, and I'll just say baseline. So this is my baseline revenue. So I'll have to put my percentage. So this is the code here. Uplift million. So revenue. It is my uplift millions. So uplift baseline revenue. So I think I made a mistake in copying this, but I need my format. Coming. So let me check in here. The first one. So I'll come back here. Revenue. So baseline revenue. So baseline revenue. So this is the code. I forgot to copy it and put in there. Okay, so I'll come back here. My Power BI, I'll explain it for you to know. Obviously, I'll start writing it. It's going to take a lot of time. So this is the baseline. So this is a variable. A variable is telling a name to your Power BI that this is the name. So for the name, I'm just going to say var. So revenue is equals to, this is the revenue, giving it a name. I already have these measures already on this here already. So we have I gave this, divide the baseline revenue by revenue. So when you divide the two together, you get what? You get a particular percentage. This is the percentage. This one is the percentage, and this is the main revenue. Now, not only that, after giving this, now I give another a name that, okay, divide this by 1 million. So when you divide this by 1 million, it's going to tell it in the format that, okay, this is a particular value. So now you return it back. Return the number back right now in millions, in the number we're supposed to be. And this is the format given to it. So I'm having a format here, 0.0.0. So yes, I'll just copy. So when I run it now for the two formats. So this is the format. We have M for the format here, and this is the normal format for percentage. Yeah, this one is for millions, and this one is for percentage. So I'll just come here. So I'll remove my baseline. So I'll add this. So you can now see the 9.67 that you were saying. Let me just bold it for you to see. So this is it here, 4.33967. So if you come back here, you can see 4.33967 percentage. So that's what? Correct. So now move to the next one. So we have intends to have the second next one, which is what? The revenue uplift value. So what are revenue uplift value? So you come to this here. Baseline. So our revenue uplift value, this is our revenue uplift. So you have to calculate your revenue, your uplift revenue. So your uplift revenue is the revenue that the gap between your normal revenue gotten and the campaign revenue. So you just click on it, and this is it. Just a normal formula actually. So this is it here. So this is, I've indicated it here. So I'll not make, be putting it there again. So I'll just come back here to my measure, copy it. Revenue uplift, and you what? Control V. So this is my, so now, so let me explain this. Now this is my VAR. So uplift value, this is my uplift value, that's the gap. Now we have the VAR uplift percentage. So I've not calculated my uplift percentage, which is not, that's why it's not here. So I have to calculate my uplift percentage, and we have the uplift in millions. This is the format of numbers I want it to be. And this is the millions. So the format I want it to return in millions. And this one I'll just come here. So I'll come here. So CR. It's supposed to be here. If it's not there, so I will not waste our time. Let me go to the main KPI and just get it out. Okay, this is it. CR uplift percentage. So this is it. So what this one does is that that's the uplift revenue divided by the main revenue. So give us the percentage. So you want to see the percentage between of the gap that you're having that you see the increase in based on your revenue. So you come here. So come back to our revenue KPI. So come back. So come back to this. Yeah, so come back here and just say so revenue uplift. I'll come back here, come to my format, remove. So revenue. So I'll come back to revenue uplift. So which means you can see my baseline, and you can see my baseline, and then you can see, so I can drag, I've changed it. So you see my revenue uplift and you see my baseline, the amount you are making, or let me just drag this to the back and front. So based on the choice, actually what we want people to see. So this is how I was able to come on with our 3 analysis. So we'll be coming up with the 2 remaining ones. So let me come up with the 2. I can just come here and replicate, Control C, Control V. Now I'll come back here to my chart, go to KPI 2. This KPI 2. So that's what we'll be checking out, working on the campaign plan budget. What they plan on getting. So which means they exit their campaign based on, they were planning that want to get anything around 33.54 million, and they were getting $40.50 million. So how would they do it? So we'll come here. How would we do that? So we'll come back to my Power BI. So if you are with me, can give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. So now we'll come back. So the campaign plan budget, our sum. So we have a plan budget already in our column. So this is it. When you come here to Power BI, so you come here to Power BI. So campaign, I use campaign type. So when you come to other line, you should see other line. It should be here. Where is it? So I'm coming. So let me just write the code, and so you see. So plan budget is on promotion. So promotion table. So we'll just come to dim. I'll just write dim. So dim. Oh God, they see a problem there. So let me cancel. So dim. So I will just come here. Why am I writing good at big? Sorry. So that's a promotion. Yeah. So promotion. So when you come to campaign plan promotion, so that's that. So if you come to your promotion, yeah. Promotion. So you come to, can you see your promotion? Can you see plan budget already here? Already. So I'll come back. I'll come back here. So because we want to get in our, so we've gotten this. Yeah, so this is it there. Campaign plan budget, this is it here. So I'll just come here. So I'll just come here. Campaign plan budget. Yeah, so I'll just come here and just put in my dollar sign. So I'll just turn it to the finger figure. Okay, let me just, and make sure that when you're writing, when you're giving your decimal places, make sure there's a format of maybe 2, maybe or 1 that you're using, and make it align towards the other. Not like you put 3 for 1, 2 for 1, or 5 for 1. It's not appropriate like that. So make sure you put in there. So the next one I want to create here is come to, so I want to create campaign ROI, return of investment. So the return of investment is very, very poor, minus 6.31% of their what? Of their results. So fine, they meet their target, but the return of investment is poor. So how will I do that? So come here. So this is campaign on. So come here, you have the gross profit minus what? The planned campaign plan budget. Oh, so now we've gotten our campaign plan budget, but we have to get our revenue, our profit. How we get our revenue, our profit, gross profit minus what? Gross minus costs. So I'll come here. I'll come back to Power BI. And I'll just enter. So now this is my gross profit revenue minus cost, normal mathematics. So now I don't have my cost yet. So but I only have my what? Revenue. So I have to get in my cost. So how will I do that? So I'll just say, so cost is equals to sum. So sum. So I want to get in my cost. Let's my resume that I'm able to, okay, I have standard cost, I have shipment cost, return ship cost. So that's my standard cost. And I'll enter. So this is it. So I'll come back again and come and create a new measure. But before I create, go back. I think, okay, I did not. So I'll just enter. And I'll enter. So this is now, can you see now that the red sign is not marking underneath? And I'll enter here. So after done entering, so this is it now, gross profit. So I've gotten my gross profit. So because I want to get my return on investment, I'll just come here. Gross. So return on investment. So now, so return on investment, because I'm working with percentage, I will say divide, open bracket, gross profit minus the campaign budget. Minus campaign budget over campaign plan budget. So for my campaign plan budget, this is it here. So that's why you're getting this, and I'll enter, I'll mark. So no. So and I'll come here. So now I'll just say this, and I'll place this campaign. So I'll come here, return of investment, and I'll come back here, and I'll put in campaign ROI. So now cancel. So if you notice, is giving us 0.32 actually. So I will just say this. What did I put here? This is okay. Campaign budget. Sorry. So I'll just put in my percentage. So this is giving me 32.7 outcome, and this is giving me minus 61. So I'm coming. So campaign plan budget, so gross profit.
Oh, no fucking way. I like the
Campaign. Campaign plan budget. So gross profit. So minus campaign plan budget. So come back here. Divide by so campaign plan budget minus so gross profit. So GP, let me see my gross profit. Revenue minus cost. So let me see. I think there might be a problem from my costs here. So costs. Line costs. So other line costs. That's our also let's check. Okay. We are using product cost. Supposed to be normal costs, normal other line cost, not this. That's where the problem is. That's how you troubleshoot sometimes. So you have to be sure in case you are doing analysis, dim. So cancel this. So cost. So for my cost now, we'll bring in. So we want to bring in is other line. So for my other line here. So other line. So costs. Underline cost. So let me see the cost I used here. Some other line costs. Line costs. This is actually correct, which means so costs. Now, so you come here, so you want to get promotion revenue. So go to revenue. Promotion revenue. So we want to get our promotion revenue. So you have to get our campaign revenue. We'll go to our campaign revenue. Yeah. So come here. Control C. And just come here and just come and run. So promotion revenue. And you can come here and just what? Now, so this is it. So that's that on that. So now the red part, since it's having minus, I decided to put in my what's it called, write a format for it. So the format here, I'll just say, so I'm writing for campaign ROI. So for my campaign ROI, I'll just say campaign ROI percentage. So I'll just put in format. So yeah, I will just say what's it called? If campaign ROI, if campaign ROI is greater than 0, so you might like to pick in red. So now red for hash code, you look for red. So I can just come in. Oh, okay. Let me just come in and just say, let me copy, look for. Okay, let me come here and just say red. Promote campaign ROI. So let me just pick in my red. If greater than 0, it should be green. But let me just put this here for now. So let me now come back again and go and pick green. Let me just put this green. I think I love this green. Let me go back and put this one as red. Okay. So now we just put in, this is my green. So if it's greater than 0, the true value should be what? Green. And if it's greater than, this one should be what? Red. If it's less than 0, so it's red. So now come back here. So I'll go to my type, my values, and go to my color. So instead of, so I'll go to my, I'll make sure I liked what's it called, campaign ROI here. After I liked it, come here and just pick in values. So come here to my measure and just say format. Can you see format? Can you see it? Red. Fine, that's working. This is working already. So we'll move to the next one. So move to the gross profits, which I'll be stopping for tonight. The gross profit part when we are done with the third KPI. So tomorrow we should be able to start from tomorrow and be able to finish for tomorrow. So now gross profit. Gross profit. So I'll duplicate this. So I think I did have my gross profit before. So what will I do? Profit. So this is my profit. So I'll cancel this. So now my profit also, I also need my dollar sign. That's the currency. So I'll turn it to what? 2. Yeah. So that's it. 2 for 2. So when you check here, is it correct? Yes, it's correct. So we have to create what's it called for our GP uplift. That's gross profit uplift and baseline gross profit. So which means let's go back. So come to your line chart and KPI 3. Gross line. So this is for our gross line. Gross line uplift. But is it have a percentage also? I can include the percentage. So what will I do? So let's check it. I include it here. So gross line profit, that's gross line profit. Gross line profit, is it here? Okay. Okay, it's needed. So let me come back and just gross line uplift. So now because we don't have our, what is it called? Okay, so gross line uplift. So because we don't have our gross line uplift yet and we don't have our baseline uplift, that's why we can't get this. So what will I do first? So we have to come here. What do we need? So we need gross line uplift value. That one we want to get the uplift value first. So we need our gross line profit, which we've gotten, and we need our baseline, which we've not gotten. So we have to get our baseline first. Baseline. So we have to change this to what? So order. So this one to the order. Promotion ID. So that's our baseline gross profit. So this one is calculating. So gross profit where the promotion is not what? Is not blank also. It's blank, sorry. So it's blank here. So it's blank. This is blank. So which means going to calculate where the promotion is blank here for the gross profit. Now we'll come here. We'll come back to our code here. So we'll come back to this here. So gross line uplift. Have I not gotten this? Okay, this is it. We've not gotten it. So, gross line uplift. Okay, the percentage. You've not gotten the piece. Gross line profit uplift. Okay, we've gotten this right now. So come down. So okay, I think I have to check out. Promotion. Okay, so that's our promo for it. So for gross profit uplift. So come here. We've gotten our this. So come here. Baseline profit. So we have to get in our code, which I didn't include there. So let me come here. So come here. So GP. GP uplift. So I'm here to create the GP uplift percentage. Let me add it here. Okay, then I can't edit it here. I will do that later. So come back and place this here. So which is the uplift? Yeah, you want to see the gap between the profit and the uplift. So we've created this. Come back here. So come back here and we enter. So this is it here. So bring it back. So this one is talking about, this is the uplift profit. That's the difference, the gap between your normal profit and the promotion profit. So, and this one is talking about the percentage of the uplift profit, what it is. So this we are showing, and the format here. So I want to see it in this I'm sorry, excuse me. So we are going to see it in this format. So come here. So come here and just. So gross profit, I will just come here and just say GP. So this is it here. So we have 9.65 million, and as you've seen here, 9.85.45. Correct. So the last one for the day, which will be creating, that's the baseline GP values. So come here. So the baseline now. So this is the baseline revenue, which was okay. So this is the revenue gotten that they made before, because this revenue gotten that they made before any other stuff. I think we've created it, but let me see baseline gross profit. Yeah, we've created this. Now, the next one we want to create is so that's it. So we have baseline GP. So now the baseline GP percentage. So we have the profit. Have we gotten the profit? So we've gotten the profit, the uplift. Now that's the baseline gross profit gotten. Baseline gross profit gotten. I think we've gotten all for this. Okay, so we've gotten it all. So this is it here. So when you come here now, we'll be having 1.64 and 14.55. Yes. So this is the result so far and which we've gotten. So I'll be giving us, this will be ending tonight. So let me just save. So when we are done, I'll be sending out the PBS file of this one we created together. So you can also make use of it. The codes. Okay, so I've saved this. Yeah, it has been saved. So this is where we'll be ending tonight. So in case you have any question before we go, so can you let me hear? So and tomorrow we'll continue and we'll make sure we're able to finish your. Thank you very much for understanding and being with me, and thank you for listening. Thank you. So you can go on with your question in case you have any questions so far.
Guys, do you have any questions? Guys, any question for him? So thank you so much. I would like to sincerely appreciate our facilitator, Mr. Alani Joshua, for an insightful and impactful training section. You really took your time to ensure you break down all necessary concepts. Okay, I think Adejumo Blessing is asking, what is the name of this scorecard? Yeah, so Adejumo Blessing, can you unmute yourself and ask? Adejumo Blessing, can you unmute yourself and ask, what is the name of this scorecard?
All right, good evening, sir. I'm asking, I don't know if he showed how he get that scorecard. Maybe I'm the one that is distracted that time. So I'm asking, sir, what is the name of the scorecard? Because I've been using, though I'm still a novice in Power BI, but I've not seen that scorecard before. So seeing him using it, I was just like, where is this brother? Where did he get this from? Please, I would like to know that, sir.
Okay, if you mean, I think if I'm with you, it means that the KPI card actually, if I'm with you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, the KPI card is on your Power BI visuals. It's called card. So you can just go to your card in Power BI. So your visualization aspect and just look for cards part there. So when you get your card part, you can pick it there and you can make use of it. So maybe I know you might not be able to share my screen again. Okay, I think you can still see my screen. So let me just show you. So this is it here. So let me come back. So let me come back here. So this is it here. If you can see my cursor, where it is. So this is where you get the card. So let me just, can you see when I click on it and then you drag in your visuals, your metrics that you've created, you drag it into it, where you could show your KPIs and values or other metrics you want to show. So this is it. I don't know if I'm able to answer your question perfectly or I'm right with you what you are trying to ask.
Yes. Though
Am I the only one? I can't hear you.
The way I used to use
I
it.
did my,
Yeah, sorry. What I'm saying is that whenever I'm using it, I thought it can only hold one value like that. So but seeing you adding some other sub values to the main one there is what make me to think is it another stock card different from the card I will be using? That's why I was asking the question.
Okay, yeah. That's true. Actually, I don't know the kind of Power BI you are using currently, but the new version of card, we have the old ones. I know the old one you are talking about. Yeah, the old one we are talking about. I don't know. Is it still there? I can't recall actually. So, but if no, I don't. It's not there. It's not there. The old one you are talking about is no more there. So you're only having the new updated one. So our advice you what you can do is go to your Microsoft Store. So when you get to your Microsoft Store, so go and install Power BI from there, your Microsoft Store from Excel. So let me just click on it. Maybe my open. So this is my screen. So come here and install PowerPoint and Power BI. Sorry. So you just come to the search bar as I've indicated, and you just click on it. PowerPoint and Power BI. Why am I saying PowerPoint? Sorry. So Power. So Power BI, so this Power BI now, so it's going to show here. So when it shows, so this is it here, Power BI desktop. Can you see mine is indicating installed? So that's why. So if it's not installed, you are going to install it from here. So if you install it from your browser, you will not be getting the latest updates of Power BI directly from maybe Chrome or Edge if you install it from that means. So always install it from there. When you install it from there and go back to your download, when you get to your download, now click on update. So if there's any update, you are going to click it here and it's going to be able to update from there automatically, and you get the needed info currently on your what Power BI for the card. So if it's not showing currently, go and install it like this. Install the current one and make sure you install on Microsoft Store. So because if you use your browser, either Chrome or Edge, you will be uninstalling it to install the latest update of Power BI. I hope you understand. So I don't know if I'm able to answer your question right now. Are you there? Okay. I don't think he's there. Maybe he might check the recording later on when.
yes. He's going to check the recording later on. So thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. And then we are really grateful for this section. It is really impactful a lot. So you really simplify unnecessary complex Power BI concepts, and then you share your the practical aspects really needed. I follow everything too from the beginning. Even though for the Nigeria network that affected, I think we should have gone beyond and more than this. Thank you so much. Today's learning experience are both valuable and engaging. They are valuable and engaging. And I would say on behalf of CodeSphere and everyone on the call, all participants, thank you for investing your time and your in empowering our community. We really appreciate that. And we are going to, and we like to have you more to be able to ensure that we finish the dashboard tomorrow. So we look forward to continuing this journey with you tomorrow as we dive even more deeper into the dashboard as well. So everyone, please join me in everyone, please join me in appreciating Mr. Alani Joshua for an excellent section, excellent section. So thank you so much. We are really indeed grateful. And then so Mr. Joshua has done his part. Now it's now on you for you to ensure that you go back to the recording, you replicate the KPI. Can you see the dashboard is about to prepare? Can you see that it's quite different from the dashboard I showed you earlier? Right. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. So let us ensure that we commence very early tomorrow so that we'll be able to finish all necessary parts and you'll be able to finish the project. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for another exciting and knowledge-packed experience. It's a knowledge-packed experience. So thank you so much, guys. And then see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.